Hello, my dear ones. As the next Christian feast to spoil, named Easter, also a false feast, only comes up in some month, I will continue for now with a little series about one of the most important topics for mankind, especially for men, but also for God himself, the issue of sex. So I have today an issue that in our time is really a prevalent one. We hardly cannot see a film without bad scenes, naked people, French kissing overs, and this even in the ads, in marketing. And you know what the worst thing is? The really worst thing is that we have gotten used to it. It seems normal for us. That means they transformed us all in whores. In our times, we are not far away from the famous Sodom and Gomorrah times. And what happened there, we know that all, even unbelievers, have heard this. So it is a good idea to consult the highest God concerning this sexual drive or urge almost all humans have. It is obvious that many things in this respect have gone far away from being good. If you can watch the film Time Changer, in German Die Zeitreise, from 2018, director Rich Cristiano, do that. Although I knew all this already, what I tell you here, this film really widely opened my eyes again. So let us see what God, who is not only our creator, but will also be our judge, has to say about this strange drive called sex. I would recommend that you also read the Bible, especially the first scenes in it. That is more or less the setup. So let us begin at the very start, at so-called Adam and Eve. Although I must deceive you, they were only made in the afternoon of the 6th day of creation, in the morning hours. Who was made there? Do you know? Yes, the land animals. Therefore, we humans are also called the crown of creation, the last and highest creation of all creations, made in the likeness of God himself. One could almost say kind of his copy. Do you know what the very first commandment from God to man was? The very first commandment. By the way, before he gives them this command, it is written that he made humans male and female, not diverse. So after having them made male and female, what was his first commandment? Yes, he said, have sex. Well, he did not say it in those words like this. I said it right now. He literally said, be fruitful and multiply. This he said to the couple Adam and Eve. And for being able to multiply and to be fruitful, means having children, they would have to have sex with each other, right? So we note God has made sex. He even commanded that we have sex in order to have children, to be fruitful. This is the sense sex has. If you like it or not, this is it. Not just for your fun, not just for a sport, to have kids, to have a fruit of your own. This is the sense of sex. Doesn't matter what modern education our modern devils tell you. This is the sense. Sex between a man and a woman. He made our bodies like two puzzle pieces that perfectly fit to each other, a key and his lock. This can never be done between people of the same sex. No puzzle, no anatomic fit. You can turn it as you want, it's a fact. We know in a puzzle, when we press pieces together that do not belong to each other, all does not fit and even is broken. So God wants married couples bound to each other in responsibility and mutual care and love. Those couples he wants to have sex. So in itself, sex cannot be bad. Sex is not bad as God made it. But it's bad what we made out of it. And especially what Hollywood producers, directors, also European producers and so on, made out of it. And the producers of many half or full porn films or PR and advertisement films. All the rotten fashion world has done also a lot to spread indecent stuff like, yeah, it is like it is, mini skirts, bikinis, and so on. This is really indecent, and actually everybody knows it. You wouldn't go into a church wearing mini skirts or Bermudas, bikinis, etc. So we know, right? In depth in our hearts, we all know. Even the worst whore, even the worst cowboy, they know. This took away all this stuff, this modern stuff, took away our honor, the honor of all women worldwide almost. They are told, and even educated and influenced by disgusting fashions, models and film world, and even in school, that they have to be sexy and give away their honor, the younger the better. And also in Christian churches, this has gotten very far when women with sexy dressed sexily and on high heels and tight shirts, blouses, trousers, skirts, or too short dresses, etc. And also men too tight and with tanks are allowed to walk around and seduce the others by it, who maybe still have a sense for decency. Although this will lead to a hard judgment for those bad preachers and churches and pastors who allow all this inside or even outside, and by this mislead the sheep of Yeshua. This all leads to the fact, and also wearing so much makeup and so on and false nails, all this belongs to the same stuff. This all leads to the fact that because of this lost female honor, and I'm a woman too, you know, and I have had wild times too. I mean, I'm not exempt, but I have woken up years ago, a long time ago, and I don't miss it. Because of our lost women female honor, men lose their honor too. This all is not modern and cool. This is only sloppy and destructive. The best way to lose your soul is to make you being seduced by sex and have changing partners. And I speak out of experience. Do you know who knows this very good? The devil knows this very good. Therefore, he insists on this all-present sex and nakedness, together with his helpers in the media industries and in the fashion industries. In the Bible later, God says so often that sexual sins are the worst of all. It literally costs you your life. Today, men can have for free what in former times they had to commit themselves to a family, to a woman, to one woman, and to an orderly lifestyle. This was good for them. That made them real men, not sloppy whores whoring around. A true man is planned by God to create his own little kingdom, his realm, by building with his wife his pedigree, his clan, to be the boss of his own little clan, to be a just and righteous ruler in it, to see his children, the children of his children, and then their children. This makes a man proud, not modern life. And this together with the woman of his youth building an own little kingdom. But how will you do this today in this devilish world that takes all this away from you? And you play along. You whore around, even go to whorehouses, although God says a man who goes to a whore is a whore himself and has lost his honor. You have changing partners, study, and are ready with 25, then you stupid thing wants to have something from your life and you do not want to marry so soon. You continue whoring around, and then with 35, 40, you moron think you're ready to settle down. You marry, but then you don't want to have kids immediately and better travel with your wife. Then with 40, 45, you got your first child. Then the second. Your marriage is superficial because both of you, remember, have lost your honor very soon and are much too egotistical and, in a bad way, modern. With 50, you get divorced. Your kids are traumatized and maybe do not marry at all. You marry again, and with 55, get another child with a new young woman. But with 60, you have the first heart attack. And by all the cool alcohol and the drugs and Vaxxes and all the other toxic stuff you have until then into your body, you feel too weak. You cannot do it anymore without the blue toxic pill from that ungodly company, which again can lead to heart disease. And with 70, stressed with being cool, modern, sexy, and in all your life, you check out of this world. Your traumatized kids are maybe diverse, get no own kids at all, or only by toxic infusions, etc. Gets sick kids by this, and when you are 70, there's maybe one grandchild you have only. All of this because you had a bad lifestyle, a bad character, were a totally bad role model for your kids. No realm, no little clan, no little ruler, no justice, no purpose. And only because you sold your stupid soul to the modern devils who brainwashed you into being modern and cool. Stress around in an undecent job where you even harm others, spending all your money for nonsense, instead buying land, buying a clan, building a clan, a close-knit, just family, trusting and relying on each other and serving God to fulfill his great plans. Yes, you modern morons. Have you heard God before all this? Had you heard God before all this? Read his Torah and read those beautiful stories in there how men of honor had built their realms, their pedigrees, and had gotten good teaching about all of this. You would have had a wonderful long life of 100 years of age, a life filled with love, health, good sex, with the woman of your youth, truth, had purchased big land for your family, had a farm, where your kids had grown healthily and down to earth, learning from their honorful father and mother what really is important in life. More even, if this is God's very first commandment to humans, this pseudo-Christian blabbering and the hypocrisy around all of that is totally wrong. Also, being celibatory is certainly not a model for entire churches, and cannot be a model for Christian life in general as well. But bad churches, false priests, and self-appointed teachers do not want you to know. So what do you guess from whom this wretched rules came? If not from God, as we just proved it? Yes, they came from the bad one, who only wants to harm us. I hope I shocked you a little bit with this part 1. In part 2, we will see further what happened with the sex stuff in the Bible. This was only the first commandment. Please comment, like, and subscribe. And don't destroy me for telling the truth, I beg you. Goodbye, my dear ones. Bye.